Look to make a nice amount of vegan bush tucker sandalwood nut milk. You need a cupful of sandalwood nuts, but they've got to have the shells taken off first, so you've got to take the shells off first. Once you've got a cupful, you soak them in water for several hours or overnight. All I need is a cupful, 1 cup. 1 cupful. It's going to take me a while. Oh. It's going to take me a while, isn't it? I need 1 cupful up to there, and I've got to soak them overnight or for a few hours. It's going to take me a while, but not that long. It's worth it for the delicious sandalwood nuts milk. Ow! If I've got any fingers left afterwards. Got to take the shells off. Now, sandalwood nuts trees, they don't guzzle as much water as almond trees do. Sandalwood nut trees are drought resistant. Come on. I'll be back when I fill up 1 cup's worth. Look, with patience I'll get there. But it's best to wear safety glasses because bits of shell can fly up. So remember, wear your safety glasses when you're cracking the shells. Rather a delicious nut, actually. They're quite delicious just on their own. We're making sandalwood nut milk. Look, I'm getting there. I am. I'm getting there. Patience pays off. Having shelled our nuts, we next soak our sandalwood nuts for a few hours or overnight. That'll soften them up. That'll soften them up nicely. We'll come back and then we'll rinse them. We'll rinse and drain, that's the next step after soaking. Wonderful Australian, vegan, vegetarian, bush tucker, sandalwood nuts soaking for a few hours. Look, the sandalwood nuts have been soaking overnight. Notice that they've sunk to the bottom of the water. All I have to do now is drain them and rinse them, and then put them in the blender with 4 cups of water, or you can use less water if you want the milk thicker. But anyway, I've got to drain them and rinse them now, and then put them in the blender. Rinsing out the nuts. Rinsing out the nuts so that they can be put in the blender. Now, blend your nuts and water mixture up to a litre of water for 2 or 3 minutes. But if you want it thicker, use less water. And here goes. See you in a minute. Here we go, straining the nut milk through cheesecloth or filter paper, clean of course. It's a bit thick. We've got to add more water to it because I'm only using a small Nutri-Ninja blender. We've got to squeeze it all through. Squeeze it through the filter. And yes, got to add a bit more water to it. Got to squeeze it out. That nutmeal can be used to make vegetarian loaves or rissoles or anything, stuffing, anything. I've got to let it drip through the cheesecloth or the filter paper, and yes, then I've got to squeeze it all out so I can get the most milk out of it. Drip, drip. We'll get there in the end. Yes, it's dripping through. All that mash can be used in vegetarian cooking, as I said, to make rissoles or nut loaves or stuffing. But there it is, dripping. It'll get there. I've got to add a bit more water actually. This milk can be pasteurised if you like. You can also add some salt or some sugar or a drop of vanilla if you want that flavour. It's up to you. Squeezing more of it out. Squeezing it out, gently squeezing the pulp and making this delicious sandalwood nut milk drip into the jug below. I'm not well equipped, am I really? What could I do with that pulp? Could be used, if you're a carnivore, you could use it to stuff a wallaby, couldn't you? In your bush tucker. I've got to add a bit of water actually because I only used a small blender. Delicious, nutritious sandalwood nut milk. Yes, you can pasteurize this. You can add a tiny bit of vanilla if you like, or a tiny bit of sugar or salt to please yourself. Quite an earthy, nutty flavour. I don't think you need to add salt to it. You can add a tiny bit of sugar or a little touch of vanilla, a wee touch of vanilla if you like. It's quite fatty too. Plenty of natural fat in it. Oh, if you want to plant sandalwood trees, you can get ethically sourced sandalwood nut trees, sandalwood nuts for planting or for culinary use from Lyle Dudley of Bush Foods Australia. He's online. Lyle Dudley, Bush Foods Australia, if you want to stock up on seed stock for growing your own sandalwood nuts and quandong nuts, and also for just for quandongs and for sandalwood nuts for use in the kitchen. Sorry, I haven't got a big champagne glass to drink it out of. Lovely. Store in the refrigerator. Here's a lovely serving suggestion. Store in the refrigerator. And you can have the crushed nuts as a snack. Lovely sandalwood nut milk. Australian, Aussie, bush tucker, vegan, vegetarian. You can be a carnivore though if you want, and use the milk or the nuts in your diet, as our First Nations people have done for tens of thousands of years. Serving suggestion. So yeah, this video was a lot of fun to make. Lots of fun. I have such fun, don't I? I do. Oh, don't forget that sandalwood nuts are very drought-resistant trees. Unlike almond trees, they don't guzzle water. So growing sandalwood nuts is better for the environment than growing almond nuts.